Great, good afternoon, everybody. It is 5 o'clock on Thursday, March 9th. We are called to order the special meeting of the Meridian Library Board of Trustees. I would like to begin by proposing an amendment to the agenda that we have. Good afternoon, it is 5 o'clock on Thursday, March 9th. Special meeting of the Meridian Library Board of Trustees.
I think somebody.
Sorry about that for that pause. I would like to propose an amendment to the agenda. We have one item on our agenda today, the resolution for the County Commissioner's request regarding dissolution of the Meridian Library District. This in error was not marked as an action item. It is of course an action item for us today. I would entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I move we approve the agenda, the amended agenda with the action item included.
Thank you, John.
I second.
Of course, an action item for us today. I would entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, John.
I second.
Thank you, Laura.
I second.
We're having a little sound challenge, so please stand by.
What happened there?
I second.
Thank you, Laura.
I second.
Nick, are you joining the meeting?
I could hear before YouTube went live.
Oh, see, I think so. YouTube.
I could hear before YouTube went live.
You have the YouTube open.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead now.
Okay.
Yeah, the YouTube is- Okay, to clarify, we had a motion from Jeff and a second from Laura. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so that will bring us then right to the first item on our agenda. So by way of background, the Idaho Code Section 332713 states that a library district may be dissolved according to procedures followed in its original organization. As we know by now, a petition has been filed with the Ada County Commission to dissolve the Meridian Library District. The Ada County Commissioners have established a public hearing on March 20th at 6 p.m. regarding that dissolution position. The Board of Trustees has received formal notice of that public hearing. And in that notice that we received is the following sentence. Pursuant to Idaho Code 332704.4, you are notified that you may present a resolution to the Board of Ada County Commissioners no less than 1 week prior to the hearing date, stating that dissolution is or is not in the best interest of the library district. Idaho Code Section 332704.4 states that the the governing board of any tax-supported library within the boundaries of the library district can decide that it is not in the best interest of library services to be included within the proposed district, shall present a resolution stating this to the county commissioners. So it's not crystal clear from this code section that this applies in our situation, of course, because we're not asking to be excluded or included from the district. We are the district. 37204.5 says that the Board of County Commissioners shall make an order based on the public hearing and their determination of whether the proposed library district would be in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public libraries districts as set forth in Code Section 332701. So taking those two items together with our best understanding, we have prepared a resolution to describe why library services are in keeping with the public policy of the state of Idaho in 332701, and that we believe that continuance of the library district is in the best interest of the residents of the district. And because so you can hear them recovering from the cold. Jeff is going to read that resolution aloud into the record.
Whereas Idaho Code Section 33-2701 states, it is hereby declared to be the policy of the state of Idaho as a part of the provisions for public education to promote the establishment and development of public library services for all the people of Idaho. By so declaring, the state acknowledges that the ability of its citizens to access information has a critical impact on the state's educational success, economic development, provision for an informed electorate, and overall quality of life. It is the purpose of this chapter to integrate, extend, and add to existing library services and resources so that public library service may be available to all residents of the state from infancy through adulthood, beginning in the formative years and continuing for lifelong learning. Whereas in 1974, Ada County determined that the establishment of the Meridian Free Library District was in keeping with the public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public libraries and placed the issue before the voters. Whereas in 1974, voters in the Meridian Free Library District boundaries voted to establish the Meridian Free Library District. Whereas the Meridian Free Library District is governed by a board of trustees regularly elected by and accountable to the citizens of the district. Trustees are elected by the voters of the Meridian Free Library District in compliance with the directives provided by the state of Idaho in Title 33, Chapter 27 of the Idaho Code in Elections administered by Ada County. Whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, the Board of Trustees of the Meridian Free Library District has implemented policies that empower parents, caregivers, and individuals to be involved with their own children's use of diverse library offerings and protect their fundamental rights and sacred freedoms to make their own choices about what information to access. Whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, Meridian Free Library District has provided the citizens of the district the ability to access information and expanded to meet the increased need for library services as Meridian has grown substantially during these years, growing from one branch in 1974 to 4 and soon to be 5 branches today, in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public library service. Whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, Meridian Free Library District has made a critical impact on economic development in the district, providing resources and support for job seekers, entrepreneurs, and small businesses, and establishing its business-focused branch Unbound in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public library service. Whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, Meridian Free Library District has provided for an informed electorate in the district through the availability of its professional staff to assist patrons in accessing information on the topics of the patron's choosing, in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public library service. Whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, Meridian Free Library District has made a critical impact on the overall quality of life in the district, as evidenced by the 45,000 currently active library card holders, 250,000 annual visits to library locations, and more than 1.3 million annual print and digital checkouts, in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public library service. And whereas throughout its 49 years of existence, Meridian Free Library District has integrated, extended, and added to existing library services and resources to make those services and resources available to all residents of the district from infancy through adulthood, beginning in the formative years and continuing through lifelong learning, through opening new branches with plant levy funds approved by 67.2% of the voters in 2019, adding mobile and home delivery services, and developing community partnerships in keeping with the declared public policy of the state of Idaho in regard to public library service. Now therefore be it resolved that the dissolution of the voter-approved Meridian Free Library District does not comport with the declared policy of the state of Idaho to promote the establishment and development of public library service for all the people of Idaho. does not serve the best interests of the citizens of the Meridian Free Library District and should not be placed on the ballot. Proposed for adoption on this 9th day of March 2023. Megan Marston, Chair, Jeff Kohler, Vice Chair, Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Jeff. Comments from the trustees on the proposed resolution?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I would say the language is somewhat awkward, but that's by our attempt to fit in with the statute itself. But looking beyond the words of that resolution itself, it's very clear our position that we as library board are doing everything we can to follow the spirit of the law of the state of Idaho to make a public free library available for the citizens in our community, to uphold the principles of libraries in general, and to make sure that we stand against censorship, that we stand for giving patrons, their families, and their children choice in the materials that are available and in the materials that they are able to access through our library services. There is so much good this library system does for the citizens of Meridian that any attempts to dissolve the district would be a disaster for our community. We need to be very clear that the so-called concerned citizens of Meridian, the road that they have taken us on has only one destination, and that is the complete dissolution of the library district, the disposal of the assets, and the closure of all of our services. There's no provision in those state codes for anything but county commissioner. Should it go to a ballot and should the voters decide against it, there's no other option for the county commissioners, despite what it may be said on social media, for them to take over as guardians, temporary guardians of the library district. There would be the district.
Thank you, Jeff. I would echo those statements, and I think the county commissioner has been clear on that in their public statements, that this is the question of dissolution of the district and disposal of the assets and nothing else. Other comments from the trustees?
Madam Chair, I have something to say.
Thank you, Laura. Go ahead.
The petition to dissolve the library should be rejected. The Meridian Library District is a healthy and growing library system with 250,000 visitors to the library each year. We circulate over 1 million items annually. We provide excellent programming to our patrons, from helping people apply for employment to a summer reading program that is so popular that at last year's kickoff event, I couldn't even find parking. Our programs and usage continue to grow each year. Because of an increase in the demand for more library services, we are a growing district. We are literally moving into the Orchard Park branch this month, and we continue to work toward expansion in the south part of the district. Our community supports our library. In 2019, our community voted to expand our branches, and our community continues to vote with their feet every day by using library services. I'm concerned that the allegations presented in the petition are false. Our annual budget is available online. It was created and approved following state code. We allow public feedback through our website. It wasn't until the concerned citizens of Meridian began using the public comment portion of our meetings as a stage for their performative outrage that we legally stopped taking public comment during our meeting. We have met with the petitioners to hear their concerns. They didn't like our responses to their requests. The petitioners want to limit access to obscene books. No books in the library are obscene. No resources meet the legal definition of obscenity. Does that mean every item in the library is suitable for every patron? No. People, and parents especially, have the right to choose materials that are appropriate for them and their families. And what may be appropriate for one person is not appropriate for another. That's how a library works. We have tools that allow parents to monitor what their minor children are checking out. Again, our patron support is not dwindling. It continues to increase. Just based on usage numbers alone, the petition should be rejected. There's no reason to pull the plug on a strong library system. The petitioners are asking the commissioners to do something the law does not allow them to do, turn over control of the library to a new board appointed by the Ada County Commissioners. That action is completed through trustee elections. We have a process for that, not a petition. Idaho Code does not allow for the commission to simply dissolve the Board of Trustees. Idaho Code requires a full dissolution of the entire district, which means if approved, all assets are sold off. The library is gone. That is a waste of taxpayer funds and a waste of time. The Concerned Citizens of Meridian is a group of homophobic and transphobic playground bullies who, when they don't get their way, want the entire community to pay for their disingenuous actions. The cost of dissolving the Meridian Library District isn't just a fiscal one. Doing so will negatively impact our community. It will affect our community's ability to easily access information. It will result in the loss of community centers and the loss of a treasured community resource.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate those comments. I would echo and add that, but fundamentally, this petition is about taking away and undermining the choices that the residents of Meridian have made, choices in books that they might read, materials that they may choose to access or not access, and the choices that they have made at the ballot box. This is an attempt to undermine the choices of voters in the community and what they have indicated their preferences are.
Sure. We should also note too that parents have tools through our library policies. Parents have tools to monitor, keep track of, and determine when their children use the library and what materials they have check out in the car, replace on hold. Parents can see that at any time. Parents have a choice when it's appropriate for their child to receive a library card, and we don't stand in front of family rules on what may be appropriate for their family.
Absolutely. I would echo that the library is not interested in pushing any kind of materials on any family, but other affirming and empowering parents and children and individuals, or parents and families and individuals to make choices. Any further comment?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Destiny.
I would just express appreciation for the resolution and for the work of the members of the board. I think that it really captures the widespread support that we've heard for the library since this petition was introduced to the Ada County Commissioners. And I would just point out that I think the silver lining here is that this gives the Meridian community the opportunity to really rally behind a shared value and a shared vision for our community. Support for the library spans across identities, across political ideology. The library is for everyone. And I think that the support that we've heard as trustees and that our library staff has heard over the last several weeks is proof of that. And so I really look forward to the opportunity to demonstrate that on March 20th. And I look forward to the opportunity to bring Meridian citizens together around this really important issue that unites us.
Thank you, Destiny. With no further comment, then I will call for a motion on the resolution before us.
I move that we approve the resolution on the 9th day of March 2023 as presented here tonight.
Thank you, Jeff.
Second.
Thank you, Destiny. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That concludes our business before the board today. It is 5:19 and we are adjourned.